Deadline day here on the Rokani Media Football. Fourth video of the day. If we reach 10, guys, don't come here and really complain to me because I have to get you news that is coming in through. So, as Caicedo is off, now Enzo Fernandez is the hottest deal happening in town that everyone really needs to know about. And we've been told by Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, and a hospital in Portugal that a medical is happening for Enzo Fernandez. Green light has been given, or permission has been given to Chelsea to take a medical of Enzo Fernandez and obviously get the deal done and dusted, because ever since yesterday, Todd Bailey and his other people or officials on the board of Chelsea have been in Portugal to see to it that they really get this deal done and dusted in a period of the remaining hours to the deadline transfer window. As we speak right now, it's just 3.5 hours left for the deadline day to end on the time of recording. That's it. I would like to come in here and really let you know about the facts as far as this is concerned. Rokani David is my name. Rokani Media Football is the YouTube channel. Let's get this rolling because we are talking Enzo Fernandez, Dejan Spence, Ziyech Hakim, Stefan Amrabat. We are talking who else? We are having very many players talk about that have really gone ahead to complete their deals right now, and they are done and dusted. Now, we've been told by David Austin that sources in Portugal tell The Athletic there is now heightened optimism. Agreement can be struck for Enzo Fernandez to join Chelsea. Benfica have granted permission to do medical in Portugal in case deal is struck. So, permission has been given to Chelsea to do the medical on Enzo Fernandez. That's it. But that does not mean that the deal is done and dusted. But that shows you how far optimism for this deal to happen has reached. So, I think there are a little bit of nitty-gritties left for them to handle, but it looks like the deal is in its final phase, because the moment the medical is done, as Rui Costa, the president of Benfica, is in the boardroom with the board members of Chelsea to get this done. Remember, what is really delaying this deal? It's simple. Chelsea want to pay this money in installments, 120 million euros. Benfica wants that money to be paid at once. So that's what Chelsea are really still negotiating about. And this is a buyout clause. Remember, for buyout clause, there are no negotiations. You get? If it's met by a team, the player is allowed to go. Now, the problem is Chelsea are willing to pay 120 million euros, but Benfica are telling them, are you giving us that money at once? That is why this deal is really going on to really delay. But remember, Chelsea are also very much observant of the financial fair play rule, because if at all they have to pay that man at once, oh my God, it might really violate their financial fair play rules. Then after that, Fabrizio Romano came on through via YouTube. Remember, he's doing a live stream for the next 3-4 hours as this window comes to an end. And he's telling us that Chelsea are prepared to let Enzo Fernandez to undergo a medical in Portugal if they find an agreement with Benfica, but he's not doing any medical tests right now. So that is what Fabrizio really told us about this deal of Enzo Fernandez, that the only way they're going to allow him to undergo a medical is when they've really gotten a breakthrough with a side known as Benfica. But it shows you that there is a little bit of glimpse of hope that is really going to happen, because things are really looking great and going on in the best way that we are really having at a side known as Chelsea. But they are really pushing in for Enzo Fernandez. Now, when you add the Austin story to the Fabrizio story, it shows you that a medical is really going to be taking place. And after that, there is a story that has come in from Nicotixia and Cabinet Sport. All of these are really credible, coming in from Portugal. They've told us the following, that Enzo Fernandez at Hospital da Luz undergoing his medical tests. That's what we are getting right now, and I'm waiting for Fabrizio to confirm it. But I know there is a bit of optimism that a medical is going now in Portugal for this player, because there is no way Chelsea would have really thrown all their guns to Portugal if at all they knew this deal was not going to happen, because they have the money with them, but the method of payment or structure of payment is still really letting this deal not happen. But the Enzo Fernandez medical is really in Portugal. If it's to happen, it's going to happen in Portugal. David Austin is telling us that they've given them green light and permission to really put Enzo Fernandez under a medical. Fabrizio is telling us that a medical has been agreed on, but Benfica is saying you are not going to really carry out a medical on a player before we really agree on everything. So it shows you that there's a bit of confusing information from top journalist gurus, but everything is all about a medical until a source came in through that is at a certain hospital in Portugal to undergo that medical. So we are here to let you know what is really going to happen in there for you. Now, there is a story that has just come in from Inter Milan, brought to you by Fabrizio Romano, about Rafael Leão, that AC Milan have released an official statement following rumors of new deal talks collapse with Rafael Leão. Remember, Rafael Leão is really a player that really wants a move out of AC Milan, and they've told us that stories on negotiations collapsed with Rafael Leão are fake, also damaging image of both club and player. AC Milan keep negotiating with Rafael Leão in a professional way, but it looks like this guy won't put pen to paper. In the summer, very many teams are really going to come in for Rafael Leão, and I believe he's really going to leave AC Milan, because last season it was irresistible to leave AC Milan because they had gotten Champions League football, they had won the league, and maybe Rafael Leão looked at it as a project that might really take him to where he wants. But it looks like he wants to go to teams like Arsenal, because he came out and said that he admires to play in the Premier League and he loves the way Arsenal plays its game of football. So it confirms to you that his eyes are set to join the Premier League, and that is Rafael Leão. That means there is really collapse in the talks, because the moment the club has come out and really issued a statement, that means it is really uncalled for, and there is no way they're going to resist it to really happen in any way at a club known as AC Milan. But Rafael Leão looks like he doesn't want to put pen to paper. He just wants out, and I know his agent. Is it George Mendes? He really looks like he wants him out of the club to take him to big clubs like Manchester United, Arsenal, Chelsea, and so on and so forth. And don't be really surprised in the summer when clubs like Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United go in for Rafael Leão. Although Manchester United looks like in the wide areas they are really overloaded. They're having overloads of players into those sections. Now, the other story coming in from Roger Torello. Remember, this story broke yesterday about Sofian Amrabat to Barcelona. Now, Sofian Amrabat came to the limelight in the World Cup when he played for Morocco and really made them reach what we call the semi-finals of the World Cup. They are knocked out by France in the semi-final, but Sofian Amrabat was one of the standout players with Onahi. Now, as things stand, we are being told that FC Barcelona and Fiorentina had reached full agreement for Sofian Amrabat for loan with purchase option, but at the last moment they changed their mind. So it looks like this deal is off, and this guy is not going to get to go to Barcelona. Maybe later, if at all that deal is resurrected. But as things stand, it is really a dead one. It has died a natural death. And I saw a story coming in around, is it 18 hours, that no deal, expect no deal for Barcelona to be carried out in their favor, because it looks like they're really having problems. Even they've just registered Gavi right now as their first team player. So it shows you that they're really having problems at a side known as Barcelona. They are not letting any signing go through at that particular moment. So Sofian Amrabat will be so much let down because he wanted a move. But I believe in the summer he's going to get his ideal move. I think right now it's a quick fix. I think if at all I'm Sofian Amrabat, I go out, play my game of football for Fiorentina, and then see myself going in for another team, because Liverpool wants him, and you never know. Other teams like Manchester United, I've read a story that Sofian Amrabat had been offered to Manchester United, so you never know what might happen in the summer if at all Ten Hag really wants him to get in players. Now we have Dejan Spence joins Rennes on loan with no buy option from Spurs. Dejan Spence, a player that played the right back of Nottingham on loan from Middlesbrough as they really made their way up to the Premier League. But surprisingly, the player chose to go to Tottenham Hotspur. He has been underused by the manager Antonio Conte, because he was a signing of the board, not a signing of Antonio Conte, and he was really behind Emerson Royal and Doherty. And I was asking myself, where in the world does a manager not use Dejan Spence? Because he's a very good player. Tall, his physicality is unquestionable, his skill set is great, his final delivery is really great, he balances well. he balances well the offensive and the defensive job for him. So I believe he has a very commanding style of play in the Premier League, but he was really underused, and obviously Spurs have decided to loan him out to Rennes in Spain, in Ligue 1. So that is Dejan Spence holding his shirt number 90, and obviously he's playing in for Rennes in France. So that is Dejan Spence for you, and let's go to this deal that is really going to close out this video as I prepare to bring you more news in the next episode. This is a story coming in from L'Equipe from France. While Hakimi Ziyech had his medical, examination on Tuesday in Paris, he's not yet a Parisian player. The two clubs continue to negotiate and contours of the contract around a loan. So Chelsea appear to be greedy in negotiations. So Chelsea look like they want some good money for Hakimi Ziyech. That's the problem as to why this deal has not yet gotten on. And we've been told by Sebnonda that the player is seated in a hotel in Paris waiting for a breakthrough between Chelsea and PSG. So we've been told Hakimi Ziyech and his entourage are now waiting in a famous Parisian hotel for PSG and Chelsea to find a full agreement for a loan deal after undergoing his medical test. So he passed his medical. Everything is done and dusted for Hakimi Ziyech, but Chelsea are really greedy and they want more money that maybe PSG is not willing to offer. But I believe Hakimi Ziyech would love a move away from Chelsea. And I think Chelsea might be making it hard because they know that in the recent games they've been playing, Hakimi Ziyech has been one of those players that has been really helping the club and really looking bright. He gave them sparks in very many games, but they want to put up a situation that we try to sell you, but the team that was willing to take you was not willing to meet our realistic evaluations as far as the loan fees are concerned, with an option to buy. So that is it for now. Those are the stories I have for now. Ziyech in Paris waiting for the green light to be given between Chelsea and a team known as PSG, but contours are showing that it's really growing to optimism. That's it. Now, the other story, Enzo Fernandez medical in Portugal. All right, what do you think about it? Fabrizio Romano colliding with David Austin. Another outlet coming in from France, Portugal, confirming to us that he's at a certain hospital in Portugal undergoing a medical. That is Enzo Fernandez. Then Dejan Spence to Rennes. Your thoughts about it? Safian Amrabat, his deal from Fiorentina to Barcelona has died a natural death. So, thank you guys for watching in through. Rokani David remains my name. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. I sign out for now. See you later. And what do you think about Rafael Leão? Contract talks collapsing and AC Milan coming out and issuing a statement via its website. Do you think Rafael Leão talks have collapsed or not? So, may the Almighty bless you abundantly. Rokani David is my name. Deadline day it is. It's really hot in here. And more news is really floating in second after second. I sign out for now. See you later, my mates. Rokani David remains my name. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel because more is really coming in through.